Today, we're talking college. More and more Americans are asking themselves, is a college degree still worth it? With inflation hitting American pockets hard and tuition costs rising, folks are rethinking higher education. In fact, some 2/3 of Americans, according to a new survey, believe that well-paying, stable jobs can be obtained with only a high school diploma or GED. And it isn't just hype or big talk. Many are actually putting college off, dropping out, or not going at all. Stephen Romo has more.
Getting a college education can be one of the most important financial decisions you'll make in your lifetime.
The cost of college is absolutely insane. He'll be a senior next year, and then we'll have to be dealing with that, and we've been looking at colleges.
We definitely know the struggle and feel that, but she's the one that pays for it.
But now, in the middle of an ongoing pandemic and an economic downturn, more Americans are rethinking higher education's value.
2/3 of Americans believe that you can find a well-paying job, a stable job, with only a high school degree or equivalent and no college education.
That study by think tank New America adds to the growing trend of research showing that some Americans are either not going or not finishing college, in large part due to the increasing cost of getting a diploma.
There's no need even to have a college degree at all, or even high school. I mean, if somebody graduated from a great university, that may be an indication that they will be capable of great things, but it's not necessarily the case.
There's a point of diminishing returns in terms of what it's worth for a college education and how much debt you're willing to saddle yourself with.
I don't even think it's important that every person go to college at all. I mean, we have all kinds of jobs at 70 or so thousand a year, or 80,000 a year, that college training is not of use.
If you didn't recognize them, that was Warren Buffett, Elon Musk, and Mark Cuban, among others who are some of the richest people in the world, telling us that a college degree isn't worth as much as we think. Well, maybe for a billionaire, college is just a waste of precious time and money, but how about for an average person? We dug a little deeper than some videos of rich people on the internet, and we are here today to provide insight about college and if it's necessary for the average person. Will the return on your investment of a degree be worth it? Well, students at Merrill Hyde seem to think so. Of the 50 students surveyed, only one said they didn't plan on going to college. As a matter of fact, this isn't isolated to just one school. According to a study from Georgetown University, 75% of high school students plan on attending college after they graduate. With all these students flooding into universities, it must mean the degrees and programs they offer give students a huge edge in the workforce. But according to recent hiring trends, they don't hold as much value as they used to for a majority of jobs. Outside of careers such as engineering and medicine, which require a college education, employers don't necessarily give people with degrees an edge over others.
We ask kids that are 16 to 18 years old to make $100,000 debt decisions when they go off to university. And they are not prepared for that. They don't know what they're getting themselves into. They just assume, okay, I'm going to pay 4 years of education at $25,000 a pop, and when I come out the other side, somehow I'll be able to pay it back.
Right.
That's not how life works anymore.
According to a report done by Preston Cooper with freeop.org, which assessed the economic value of nearly 30,000 bachelor degree programs at 1,775 colleges and universities across the United States, Kevin O'Leary is correct. A student's career choice at college is perhaps the most important financial decision he or she will ever make. With college costing so much, you would assume that getting a degree would set you up financially for the future, right? Well, not necessarily. It depends on the degree. Most degrees in fields such as art, music, philosophy, religion, and psychology leave students financially worse off than if they had never gone to college at all. In some programs like computer science at Caltech, students can expect an ROI of over $4.4 million. However, 28% of degrees have negative returns on investment.
This is no shocker that the bachelor's degree programs like engineering, computer science, economics, nursing, they do have a positive ROI. But when you start to go into art, music, philosophy, religion, psychology, it says students can be financially worse off than if they'd never gone to college at all. And so that scares me. And a lot of people, they're not thinking about college choice, and they're not thinking about the ROI of their degree. And we talk about how we're not against education. We just want the education to match the goals. So if you want to be a nurse, yes, you got to go to school. But if you want to go into art, unless you want to be an art teacher, you may not need to go get a 4-year degree at the Ivy League school.
One of the most popular degrees is a business administration degree. Not only do jobs in business not require a degree, but the cost of college can put people in debt for years. The average cost of a 4-year business program is $11,000 in-state, and that cost nearly triples for out-of-state schools. Assuming a student decides to stay in-state, they would be paying $115 a month in student loan debt. This may not seem like a huge number, but when you look at how much their job might pay, it becomes a problem. The average starting salary for someone with a business management degree is around $40,000 to $50,000 a year, but the cost of living in Tennessee is around $47,000 a year. Pile a student loan on top of that and the cost becomes a little over $48,000. This means that the people who are on the lower end of the salary range won't even be making enough money to live comfortably, let alone pay off a college loan. And if you go out of state, a student loan could be crippling financially.
While a college degree has obvious advantages, as costs keep rising, many experts are now advising some students to think hard if a 4-year degree is right for them. Why? 40% of those who enroll fail to graduate in 6 years. 30% end up in jobs that don't require a bachelor's. And 28% with a 2-year degree earn more than the average college graduate in jobs like computer programming and airplane mechanics.
These are good jobs. About half of our labor market is jobs like this, mid-skilled jobs, and many of them pay quite well.
We know that some college degrees can be extremely pricey, but sometimes they are necessary. Some jobs that require college degrees are physicians, surgeons, dentists, engineers, computer scientists, accountants, auditors, software developers, and nurses, along with many others. These jobs are normally considered the higher paying jobs. That's why the statistics show that people with college degrees get paid more than people without college degrees.
First question is, what do you do for a living?
Medical sales, IT, cybersecurity.
I am a boat captain. Really?
I went to Duke, played basketball at Duke, I was a professional athlete, and was a college coach for 12 years.
I ride horses 3 days a week.
Did you go to college to study that?
Actually, no.
Not really? No, not at all.
Not necessarily. In a roundabout way, maybe.
No, not even remotely close. No, I actually had to go back to school and relearn all this stuff.
Only 48% of college graduates surveyed say they currently work in the field that they studied in college. This stat isn't even accounting for the fact that 80% of students change their major in college, according to the National Center for Educational Statistics. This means that the degree of those 48% more or less went to waste because they spent all the money for a degree and then didn't use it to get their job. Bringing back the survey of Merrill Hyde students from the beginning, 99% said that they planned on going to college despite the rising costs. Maybe the fact that practically everyone is going to college is due to the fact that from a young age we were raised with nothing else in mind besides college. So we went down to the elementary to see if this hypothesis was true.
So I know it's a long way away, but do you think you're going to college?
Probably.
Do you think there's another option besides going to college when you graduate? No? Okay. I know it's a long way away, but do you think you're going to go to college?
Definitely.
Definitely? Do you think there's another option besides college or no? You just think college?
Trade school, but I'm probably going to go to college.
Yeah.
Most elementary kids would probably say that college is the only opportunity they know of after high school. Except if you have parents that started a business or went to trade school, you wouldn't know anything else. It's hard to decide not to go to college when it's the only career route you've ever known, even though the cost is rising and the necessity of a college degree is dropping. Instead of schools focusing only on preparing kids for college, maybe schools should start informing kids of the other options besides getting a degree. If schools start this around middle school, kids who are not dead set on getting a 4-year degree could start exploring other options and maybe find out that trade school or something else is the best fit for them. This could lead to a higher percentage of adults who love their jobs and don't feel like they were forced into it due to what they studied in school. At the end of the day, we didn't make this documentary to tell you to boycott college, abandon your dreams of getting a degree, or even riot against colleges to make them lower tuition costs, even though it could help. This was purely meant to educate and advocate for earlier exposure to career paths other than college. This way, everyone can find what's right for them no matter what their career is going to be, so people don't have to feel like a square peg forced into a round hole for the rest of their lives.